Hey guys, hey, it's me, Taco Balls. Hello there, everybody, it's me again. Here to bring you another video where I rant about menswear for 10 to 15 minutes and try to explain why stuff looks good while using poorly drawn graphics. If you guys remember from not too long ago, I made an introductory video to accessories where we extensively discussed Master Chief, Doom Guy, and the Great General Maharaga and why they have better fits than you do. And at the end of that video, I said that the next accessory video would be vastly more complicated. Well, this is that video. So today, we are gonna make the concept of accessories drastically more complicated than it ever should be, and I will show you how to choose accessories to fit your style, and we can make our brains hurt together. Watching the previous accessory video is recommended, but it's not required. It's just encouraged. However, I will go ahead and say that watching this video here is actually a prerequisite. I'm sorry. This is not a shameless plug. I'm dead serious. I will be using terminology from that video in this video, and if you haven't watched that video, you're genuinely gonna think I'm insane. Because we are talking about accessories, the matcha jarhead spokes are not confined by body type the way the twink tank axis is. And of course, mandatory disclaimer before we begin, I am not an expert in fashion or how to dress. And I am also a man, so this video will apply more to men than it will to women. But if you're not a man, I can still promise you'll have fun. Thank you always for the support and for the comments. Let's begin. Now, let's start by revisiting some concepts that we discussed. First, let's reiterate what an accessory is. In my opinion, the definition goes beyond just belts and bracelets. My definition of an accessory is anything that adds shape variety to an outfit. So this includes things like cargo pockets, straps and zippers, and graphics on tees. The second concept we will revisit is the core concept of this video. Accessories will enhance a vibe that you're good at portraying and make a vibe that you suck at portraying fall even more flat. It's like selecting the right attachments for an American Magic wand, or choosing the right items to buff a class or a build in a game. Once again, do not put hunting scopes on Benellis. You have to pick accessories that fit your style well. And sometimes something as simple as a good belt can be the thing that takes your fit from absolute dog shit to drip. Now, I see you guys in my comment sections once in a while asking me where you can find a good belt. Well, look no further than the sponsor of today's video, M.A.N Belt and Buckle. M.A.N is a family-run company that has basically reinvented the belt. A TS will blow your mind. Instead of holes, M.A.N uses a micro-adjustable track system with quarter-inch increments. This lets you finally adjust the tightness of your belt to a T and gives you a perfect fit every time. Look at that. Listen to the sound it makes. Bang! Perfectly sized belt. But that's not all. This is a real treat. The buckles on M.A.N's belts are interchangeable. So you can remove a buckle from one belt and put it on another belt for a completely new belt. You can literally quick swap your buckles out to make different combos. And it's not a loose mechanism either. So you don't have to worry about your pants falling down in front of the class and having to switch schools. And once I realized how genius this system was, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I can go back to wearing regular belts. I'm not even joking. I can attest after wearing these bad boys for a couple of weeks, M.A.N's belts are far from flaccid. The box set that M.A.N was kind enough to throw through my bedroom window came with 3 belts and 3 buckles. And after doing a bit of math, that means that I have, carry the 4, remove the 9 belt combinations. And besides just making regular belts, they also make belts with pockets for me to hide money. And I got one of M.A.N's signature Invincibelts, which is their sturdiest, most durable belt. Whether you want something formal, something casual, whatever situation you're looking for, I guarantee M.A.N has a belt and buckle for you. Because they have like a lot. Like a lot. And because M.A.N Belt and Buckle is sponsoring today's video, when you click the link in the description or scan this QR code to build your own box set, you'll get 2 bonus pieces, a buckle and a strap, completely free. 3 buckles and 3 straps, which again can be mixed and matched into 9 unique belt combinations, all in one box. It's an exclusive deal that you won't get anywhere else, so click the link, build your set, and upgrade your belt game today. Thanks again to M.A.N for sponsoring the video. Let's get back to the lecture. Remember this big fucking thing? The twink tank locked in horny graph? I sure do. The areas of this graph that your fits fall on will dictate the range of accessories that suit your style best. But we are going to use a completely new graph system for accessories. We are going to call this system the Men's Accessory Nuance Diagram to Improve Harmony, or the M.A.N for short. To start, the M.A.N diagram is a radar chart grading system, similar to the ones that you find in corporate PowerPoints or gacha games. By plugging in an accessory into this system and grading it, we will be able to see what builds or styles work best with that accessory. So, at first glance, the M.A.N graph looks quite unremarkable. It looks like a with words around the edge. The has 6 spokes. Each of these spokes corresponds to a different stat. These stats are Jarhead, Matcha Drinker, Cullen, Ken, Whimsy, and Versatility. Let's start with Matcha Drinker and Jarhead, since these two are pretty similar to the Twink and Tank axis from the other graph with some key differences. Accessories that score high on the Matcha Drinker stat are softer and less harsh. Think Tumblr, Soft Boy, Anyong Hanseo type shit. Examples of accessories that have a high Matcha score: circle rims, anything with beads or pearls, headphones, tote bags, scarves, femboys. I've also noticed that women like the accessories that have a high score in this category. And if the name wasn't any indication, performative males love TS. Now, Jarhead accessories are accessories that are rougher, tougher, rootin', tootin', and generally more obviously masculine. Some examples: chains, cowboy hats, stuff with metal generally, aviators, bags with pals webbing, cargo pants, a nice sturdy belt. Click the link in the description. And if an accessory leans towards one of these 2 spokes, typically they'll score lower in the other stat, but I'm sure there's some notable exceptions. Chainmail scarves, maybe. Now, here's the thing though. While there is a lot of overlap to be drawn between the Twink Tank axis and the Matcha Jarhead stats, it's not the exact same, so don't merge the two. The key difference is that because we are talking about accessories with this graph, the Matcha Jarhead spokes are not as confined by body type the way the Twink Tank axis is. That's why I named this one Matcha, because both Twinks and Tanks can drink matcha. I don't know if that applies as well to Jarheads, but there's probably a Twink division in the USMC somewhere, so, you know, I'm sure Twinks can be Jarheads. Cullen versus Ken. Now, when I say Cullen versus Ken, I'm not talking about some fucked up power scaling bullshit. These 2 spokes are completely new metrics we have not previously discussed. The Cullen stat means accessories that are a bit darker themed, or more edgy, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe also a bit sad. I haven't seen Twilight, but I'm assuming that this fits the characters. Some examples: dark ties, silver jewelry, crosses, dark bracelets, black cowboy hats, certain belts, certain rings, and probably anything with skulls. Actually, after a brief Google search about Edward Cullen's fits, I guess Edward Cullen himself would probably not wear these things, but I'm sure his fans would, so whatever. The Ken spoke, in contrast, has accessories that are brighter, better suited for a nice day, and marginally less depressed than the Cullen side. Gold jewelry, white socks, anything with a pattern, anything that gets you ready for a beach day, Luffy's hat, Labubus, and bright sunglasses. And, just like the Jarhead and Matcha stats, Cullen and Ken also tend to be mutually exclusive. So, softness, hardness, level of depression, and hope core. What's next? Whimsy! Okay, Whimsy is probably my favorite stat on the D.I.H graph. This stat grades how outside the norm an accessory is. But make sure not to mix up Whimsy with Ken. Whimsy doesn't mean bright, it just means interesting. If it makes people stare at you in public, or it gets you flagged by TSA, it probably has a high Whimsy score. But executed properly, a nice bit of Whimsy slapped on a fit can instantly elevate it. Some accessories that score high in Whimsy are ties covered in safety pins, most clown accessories, furries, most of Batman's gear, full face respirators, miscellaneous metal objects, a personal favorite of mine, spike-toed boots, and any shirt graphic that looks like this. Examples of accessories that score low in Whimsy are plain ties, glasses, medical masks, briefcases. So I guess anything that makes you look like a Japanese salaryman. And now the final spoke, versatility. This one is very self-explanatory. Accessories high in versatility can be used with a lot of different kinds of fits. Versatility is not mutually exclusive with any of the other spokes. Rather, the more an accessory scores mid-level on all the other spokes, the more versatile it probably is. Examples of versatile accessories that can be used with a wide range of styles are plain watches, most glasses, chains, most non-whimsical bracelets, black or white backpacks, headphones, and basically anything minimalist. But you don't necessarily want something that scores high in versatility. Versatility, while somewhat important, often means boring. And the only people who are really concerned about versatility are plainclothes law enforcement and most men who don't dress up. Awesome, now we have a radar graphs grading system. Here is every graph that we have made so far, but shown to you in the span of 2 seconds. So, we've looked at a lot of different accessories. So how do we sort all of this out so we don't feel like ants who were briefly given the scope of human knowledge? Well, for you to make full use of your accessories, you need to have a general sense of your personal style and where you fit on the TTLH graph. At the end of the video where I introduced this graph, I did an overview of a bunch of common styles, and I also roughly marked their distribution on this graph. We are going to reuse those same styles as examples today, but in addition, I'm also going to add contemporary cowboy fashion and outdoorsman styles, because you guys kept commenting about it. Alright, let's start with basic Asian fashion accessories. The only accessory stats that really matter with this style are versatility and whimsy. Accessories used in tandem with this style usually have low whimsy, since they're usually plain, but high versatility. And they kind of have like a mid-range on every other stat. On the TTLH graph, this style occupies almost the whole top half of the graph. So, black or white caps, plain sunglasses, crossbodies or shoulder bags, minimalist backpacks. Overall, accessories in this style are plain but creatively used, just like white rice. Alright, athletic wear. Accessory-wise, it's actually pretty much the same as the basic Asian. The difference is that the accessories are now on a different class. Instead of enhancing the minimalist streetwear vibe, the same accessories are now enhancing an active lifestyle vibe. Alright, academia. Accessories for academia have a marginally higher pull-in stat than some of the other styles, since it's a lot of browns and darks, and also high versatility and low whimsy due to the formal tendencies of the style. Accessories in academia can also be used with the two styles we'll talk about after this one, and even some less formal styles, which makes these accessories good jacks of all trades. Lots of brown, belts, the occasional tie, shoulder book bags, classic watches, journals. Old money. Okay, this one has a lot of shared accessories with academia, but instead of a high Cullen score, its accessories have a high Ken score. So the accessories are pretty much the same, it's just lighter. If Jay Gatsby or an American Wasp would sport it, then it goes into this style. Bright ties, gold jewelry, cigars, maybe. And if you push this style a little bit more casual, you can add stuff like beaded bracelets, pearl necklaces maybe, sunglasses. Wear this while on your trip to coastal Italy and you'll fit right in. Alternative, okay. Accessories in alternative have high whimsy, high Cullen, sometimes high jarhead, but scoring low pretty much everywhere else, especially versatility. Accessories used in alternative do not mix very well with plainer styles, unless you're in Chainsaw Man. So metal shit, things with spikes, leather, especially dark leather, those belts, I don't know what they're called, but the ones with metal holes in them. Grungy graphics. An alternative often has visual garnish masquerading under the guise of practicality. Excessive pockets, straps that go nowhere, shit hanging off your waist like you're a zookeeper. But you know what? It looks cool, so honestly, I can't really hate. Y2K. Alright, this one has a distribution that's kind of similar to alternative, but with less Cullen and higher Ken. It's a little difficult, but it can look very, very cool if you choose the right accessories. Digital watches, Tomodachis. Funky keychains. Oh, fuck. I love Vaporwave. Fuck. Oh, yeah. Cool graphics or jersey numbers. Bonus points if you have no idea who the number belongs to. This type of sunglasses, I don't know what they're called. Alright, cowboys. High jarhead, mid to high versatility, and a little bump on the whimsy stat. So think belt buckles, cowboy hats, pocket knives maybe, leather boots, and captive bolt pistols and bags full of money. I honestly don't know too much about this style, but there's an emphasis on being stylish while being practical, which I can appreciate. And finally, outdoorsman. This one is basically just cowboy without all the cowboy stuff. High jarhead score and mid to high versatility. So pretty much every accessory has some kind of function. Nylon belts, cargo pockets, boots of any kind. Not really visual heavy since it's more of a practical style. But I guess you can still say pocket knives and pretty much anything in an EDC kit. Here is a chart showing what combination of statistics are best for what style. Please use responsibly. My brain hurts. Well, there you go. Another epic Tako adventure. I hope I imparted some concepts that will help improve your fits and your usage of accessories. Here's all the graphs again. And once again, a reminder to check out Ants and Belts, link in description. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content in the future. I can't promise that it'll always be about fashion, but I can promise that you will have fun. All right, bye now.